Ford Motor Company is proud to present to Ford dealers and representatives its latest product, the new 1935 Ford V8. Ford forges ahead. 1935 ushers in a new phase in the history of the Ford Motor Company, and with it, a prophecy of 1 million and more new Fords for the coming year. Hand in hand with America's recovery program marches Ford in the vanguard of a returning prosperity. Down through the years, the Ford car has blazed a trail across this land of ours. It's a familiar story, but worth repeating. The old N model, the big brother of the bicycle built for two. What a chassis, what form, what speed, what next? Well, next came the Model T, the car for the millions, 15 millions to be exact. The Model A filled the next niche in the Ford Hall of Fame. Like the T, it still retained the title of the universal car, yet setting the pace for the growing demands for better transportation. It preceded the revolutionized V8. All of them milestones in the development not only of the Ford Motor Company, but, as has often been said, of the whole country as well. Now comes another epoch-making event, the launching of the 1935 V8, a worthy successor to the long line of Ford achievements. And here it is, today's and tomorrow's Ford, an automobile representing all the resources, the engineering brains, the faith, and the courage of the Ford Motor Company. Today's V8 is expected to make automotive history. Here is everything that anyone could want in an automobile: dependability, safety, power, speed, appearance, and comfort beyond all expectations, to say nothing of safety, which you take for granted in a Ford. Here is not only performance, but accomplishment. In short, a balanced automobile for the balanced budget. These are not merely claims. We know these statements are true. We know this car will give the customer everything he wants in an automobile. Ford officials, headed by Mr. Henry Ford and Mr. Edsel Ford, personally inspected the first contingent before they crossed the threshold and went out under the sky. In the opinion of the makers who are launching the new V8 on its 1935 journey, this is the best Ford ever turned out. Once out of the factory, the new car was asked to make good, to perform the promise of its designers. Naturally, we made many tests right in our own backyard. For months, we've raced and driven and battered the new model around the testing track. Here, day in and day out, the car was made to perform all manner of possible and impossible movements in a series of the most grueling tests a car was ever subjected to. Even an army tank in maneuvers is treated with more consideration. Still, here is where the car had to be proved, and it was. Day after day, week after week, we tried to pound the stuffings out of this new job. What's this turn for balance? Wham! Taking the curves of 70, we found the new model behaved like a veteran of the speedways. Here's the 1935 version of the man on the flying trapeze. It goes through the air with the greatest of ease. A few handsprings off the smooth track and into the rough, to use a golf term. Here's the test of the new spring suspension, such as no ordinary customer would ever give a car. If that isn't roadability plus, we'll eat an old flat tire. And incidentally, the new tires give far easier riding, greater roadability. After these terrific tryouts, we were ready for the more normal tests of civilized transportation. What will the American car buyer expect for his money in this era of economy and advanced transportation? First, but not necessarily in the order of its importance, people will expect and demand more comfort. Let's take Mr. and Mrs. Paul Barton as typical Ford buyers. They're a middle-aged couple who believe that life begins at 40. After Mr. Barton takes the new 1935 V8 for a drive, this is what you can expect him to say.
It's my idea of a great car, the most comfortable I've seen yet. Not only for the driver in front, but the backseat driver too. It's as comfortable as an old easy chair. I was especially pleased with the leg room in the driver's seat in all your models, and boy, we took a long ride too. Yet neither of us was a bit tired. It's the last word, and your wife, like mine, will love it. A woman always likes the last word.
That's a testimonial to comfort, and millions of Bartons will be just as enthusiastic after that first ride. And now, gentlemen, a word as to appearance. With many people, it is the deciding factor. Some folks take mechanical perfection for granted, especially in a Ford, but demand superlative style and beauty. Let's see what Mrs. Hemingway Heppelwaite would say. Mrs. Heppelwaite is one of the smart set. The 1935 V8 fits her tastes without ruining her income.
My, it is good looking, isn't it? Honestly, I don't know how you do it for so little money. And such attractive upholstery. Very swanky. Nicely done. And will you look at this revolving ashtray? And this glove compartment. Quite ingenious, really. My, this windshield opener handles easily. Isn't this just the roomiest thing you've ever seen? If you ask me, you must have built this car just for women drivers, if I may say so.
Yes, you may say so, Mrs. Heppelwaite. We agree with you. Now, to prove the car's comfortable roominess, we figured if we could get the Jones family inside, the new Ford would hold anything. Jones wanted to know whether it was a 6 or an 8. We said it was everything. An 8, a 6, and a 4. An 8-cylinder engine, a 6-passenger car. But Jones said, where does the 4 come in? We answered, 4-cylinder economy, and we meant it. But there was one member of the family who didn't want to be left behind. Johnny insisted that Buster be taken along. In fact, Buster wanted to go very badly. And my friends, you see, when a dog wants to go, he wants to go. So Mr. Jones put on the dog, and they were ready for the getaway. But wait, it wasn't going to be that easy. Little Ruth figured there was room for one more, and when she saw Betsy, she just up and invited her in. Betsy was just like one of the family. Which one, we wondered. She was a Jersey cow, but you couldn't prove it by us. We didn't see her license plate. Jones was a contented customer, but he drew the line at a contented cow parking her carcass on the new upholstery. And now, roadability, performance, and safety. Important points, all of them. When you want a testimonial on these 3 points, pick someone who won't be breaking traffic laws and putting the car through its paces. Take a he-man like Fireman Bill Brennan, who drives a mean hook and ladder when he's dashing to a fire or rushing back to an unfinished checker game. He'll get so excited with his new Ford that he'll have the cops after him in no time. The cop barked the old question, where do you think you're going, to a fire? Bill just answered, yes, and the cop had to believe him. That's the beauty of being a fireman. There's a million Bill Brennans, and here's what any one of them will say.
Boy, does this job take the toughest curves sweet and easy. She sticks to the road at 70 like a postage stamp on a bill. Oops, that was a close shave. As a fireman, I learned that the brakes, like a pair of pants, is something you put on in a hurry. It's great. That's all I can say. Speedy and safe and with plenty of pep when you need it. And I ought to know, brother.
And again in 1935, Ford offers a wide variety of beautiful modern body models, 12 in all. A car for every purse and purpose, with or without deluxe features. But in all Ford cars, regardless of price, the same comfort, safety, roadability, roominess, economy, ease of handling. A car for city traffic and the highways of the nation. A car able to conquer the roughest trails and the hardest tests. Symbols of progress, ready to take to the roads of the world. The 1935 Ford, 1 million and more of them. Watch Ford forge ahead.